Welcome back, my dear students. Today's class is on data structures and we will be starting linked list. In the previous session we had a discussion on queues. Today we will be continuing the same chapter, part 12, and today's topic we will be discussing here is linked list. So today this is chapter number 4, data structures, and part number 12, and today's class is all about linked list. Let us quickly check the weightage of this chapter. So as you know, there's a 14 marks weightage of this particular chapter, and I have been telling you have to study. You will be getting one 1-mark question, one 3-mark questions, and two 5-mark questions. So let us just quickly recall the topics what we discussed in our previous class. In our previous class, we had discussed about the NQ and DQ program, C++ practical program, which performed the NQ and DQ operation, and also I briefly introduced you to linked list. Today's class we will be continuing, or rather we will be in detail studying linked list. Let us start and check out the topic called linked list. Let us see what we have to study in this chapter. So linked list. So here we will be studying, this is one of the major concept of data structures, where we have algorithms for performing different operations, and you can see here there are something called as nodes and something called as last node is null. So we will study all those details in coming topics. Linked list. What is linked list? Before studying linked list, let us just recall arrays. As we know that we have to declare an array with the size, fixed size. If int a of 5 is given, that is a is defined with the size 5, and the array size a remains 5, it is difficult for us to extend or reduce. Extend means, suppose if you want to store, you have declared array with size 5 and you want to store 10 elements, it's not possible. You have given array size as 5 and you are storing only 3 elements, rather 2 locations are wasted. That cannot be avoided. So they are called as static structures. So arrays are called as static structures as they have fixed size. Their size cannot be extended or reduced easily. So during insertion, when we are inserting the elements, as we go on inserting, first the element will be stored in 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, like that it goes on till n minus 1. That means during insertion, the array elements are shifted into the higher order memory locations. And during deletion, so we are deleting an elements from the lower order. So the elements are moved or shifted to the lower order. In this chapter, we will be studying another data structure called linked list. So to overcome the limitation of arrays, we study another topic called linked list. Linked list uses dynamic memory allocation. So dynamic memory allocation means it is possible or it is easy to extend or reduce the size during the runtime or execution time of the program. Linked list. It is also a part of linear data structure. As we studied earlier, there are basically 2 types of data structures, primitive and non-primitive. Primitive includes the basic data types, that is int, float, char, etc. Non-linear non-primitive, they are the extended data types in data structures in which we have linear and non-linear. So stack, queues and linked list are a part of linear data structures. So when we say what is linked list, it is a collection of linear. So we say that it's a linear collection of data elements. Stack is also a ordered collection. Queue is also a ordered collection, or it's a linear collection we say. Linked list is also a linear collection of data elements, and here the data elements are called as nodes. And the linear order is given by the means of pointers. To maintain the order, we are using pointers. Node. As I told you, a linked list is a collection of nodes. Node, it contains two parts. One is the data part and the link part. What is link? Link is nothing but it is a reference to the next node. It tells us where the next node is stored in the memory. In the memory, where exactly the next node is available. That address is stored in link field. The first part contains the data or the information, and the second part contains the address of the next node in the list. And the address part is also called as next or link or next address. So what does a node has? A node has two parts, the data part and the link part. Data, whatever data you want to store, single value, multiple value, your choice. Link stores the address or a reference to the next node in the list. By link we will get to know where exactly the next node is available. So let us see, the picture shows there is one pointer called start. Start, or generally we refer it as head node. So start or head node refers to the first node in the list. So start always points to the first node in the list. Like we see, there are 4 nodes, 30, 20, 50 and 10, and 30 is the first node, and start refers to the first node in the list. So we have 4 nodes, each node contains 2 parts, the data part and the link part. The data part, any value you can store. Link part always point to the, it stores the address of the next node in the list. A pointer start, it will give us the location of the first node. As I told earlier, start always indicates to the first node in the list. So either you can take start or you can take head. The other thing you can observe here is the last node. So here we have the last node. This is the last node in the list. And last node, the link you can see, there is X or null. If there is null in the link part of the last node, it indicates that is the last node. There are no more, further there are no more nodes in the list. Then you can see start. The start points to the first node in the list. So start, or it is called head node. So which indicates to the, which always refers to the first node in the list. Then you can observe the last node. Last node link is always null, which indicates that is the end of the node. Let us check out the different types of linked list available. The different types of linked list available are single linked list, double linked list and circular linked list. So for your syllabus, we will be studying only single linked list. The programming part includes only the single linked list. Let us see what is single linked list or singly linked list. A single linked list has, each node has two parts, the data part and the link part. The data, it stores the necessary data required, and link stores the address of the next node in the list. A singly linked list contains two fields in the node. So the data field and the link. The data field contains the data and the link contains the address to the next node. Since there is only one link, so we call it as singly linked list. As there is only one link, so as you can observe here, there is only one link from 50 to 40 node, and again from 40 to 70, and from 70 to 20. There is only single link, so it is called single linked list or singly linked list. As there is always a start node, start indicates or start always points to the first node in the list. Then you can observe the last node's link part. The last node's link part is always null, which indicates the end of the list. Start always point to the first node in the list. So this is about single linked list. Let us see circular linked list. So circular linked list is similar to a singly linked list, whereas the last node, so here you can see the last node follows the first node. So you can see again the last node's link will not be null. Instead, the last node's link will store the address of the first node. So in singly linked list, a pointer is available so to access the next node. So the link field of the last node in singly linked list is always null, whereas in circular linked list, the last node's link stores the address of the first node. So last node follows the first node. Therefore it is called circular linked list. In circular list, if the link field of the last node contains the address of the first node, such a linked list is called circular linked list. So what is circular linked list? As you can see, in the singly linked list, the last node link is always null, whereas in circular node, the last node follows the first node. That means the last node's link stores the address of the first node. Last node follows the first node. So therefore, in circular linked list, it is possible to reach any node from one another. Therefore, it is called circular linked list. So next comes the doubly linked list. Doubly linked list, there is a change in the node. A node has three parts: the data part or the information part and two addresses. One is a pointer which stores the address of the previous node. The other one is a pointer which stores the address of the next node. So that means in doubly linked list, we can move in the forward direction and also backward direction. So in each node has three parts, that is forward, back and info. Back stores the address of the previous node, forward stores the address of the next node, info stores the actual data. So therefore it is called doubly linked list, as there are two links, double links. So it is called doubly linked list. So you can see, so in the example, in the first node, so we can see back is null. So back is null because there are no previous node. This is the first node. And you can see the second node. So there are two pointers, one to the previous node, the other to the next node. And also you can observe the last node forward is null, which indicates the last node in the list. So double means doubly linked list means each node has double pointers, one pointing to the previous node, the other pointing to the next node in the list. Let us check out the different operations that can be performed on linked list. The different operations that can be performed on linked list are creating a linked list, traversing a linked list, inserting an element, deleting an element, searching and merging. Merging means combining two or more linked list. So the different operations that can be performed on linked list are creating a linked list, traversing a linked list, inserting an element to the linked list, deleting an element from the linked list, searching an element and merging or combining two or more linked list. So let us see how we can create a linked list. Linked list is a linear data structure which contains a collection of nodes, and these nodes, they are arranged sequentially. Nodes, as you know, it consists of two parts, the data part and the reference. Reference is nothing but the address or the link. These nodes are sequentially or linearly arranged. That's why they are called linked list, or it is called, as I told you earlier, linked list also belongs to linear data structure. In linked list, we start with a node and create nodes and link to the node in the order and sequentially. There is a pointer called start, which refers to the first node. Also, the next pointer of the last node will be null. So always the last node's link is null, indicating the last node. And there is a pointer called start, which indicates or which refers to the first node in the list. As we will, for your syllabus, we will be discussing singly linked list. So let us see how we can create a linked list. So first, to create a linked list, we need to create a node. So you can see, as a node has two parts, the data part and the link part. So we are using a structure and we are naming a structure as node, and we are storing two fields, data and the link. So you can observe here, link is a pointer which will point to the node. Node is a next node, another structure. So this type of definition is also called self-referential structure. That means a structure which stores the address of another structure or same structure. So you can see here there are two more nodes created, node 1 and node 2. Either they can be created in two separate statements or it can be included in one statement just before the semicolon. So both way is allowed. This is the way where we can create a node. A node is created using a structure data type, and node has the data and the link. So here data is the information and link is the address of the next node. Such a reference is called self-addressing pointer. The above declaration creates two variable structures. Each structure will be taken as node. Thus, it is a linked list that contains two nodes. Another node can be inserted if not already declared. As and when required, we can go on declaring. We can create new nodes. Also, there may be cases where the memory needs to be allocated during the runtime. To dynamically allocate memory during the execution time, C++ supports two operators. One is new and delete. New will help us to allocate memory dynamically, whereas delete will deallocate the memory dynamically. So C++ uses two operators, that is new and delete. So new operator allocates memory, whereas delete deallocates storage space. So if you want to allocate memory for a array, you will be giving a square brackets. Operator new allocates space for array, whereas delete removes the allocated space for array. So new can be used to dynamically allocate the memory, whereas delete can be used to dynamically delete the allocated memory. So as you can see in the example, we have dynamically memory is allocated using new pointer, and the type, for what type of data you are creating, that you have to specify. If you are creating an array, you have to specify using brackets. So in the example you can see int temp. Temp is equal to new int of 5. That means for temp we are allocating 5 integer elements during the execution time. Delete. Whereas delete, the job of delete operator is to dynamically delete the memory. So memory allocated dynamically is only needed during the specific period of the time within the program. Once it is no longer required, it can be removed by freeing the memory, so that the memory it is made available again for other purpose. So for that we are using delete followed by the pointer. So delete will remove or delete the memory allocated dynamically. So this is about the linked list, the types of linked list, how we can create a node, and how the memory can be allocated dynamically using new and delete operators, and also the types of linked list, that is single, double, doubly and circular linked list. Hope you have understood what has been explained. Kindly make a note of the topics what you are studying, and also attend the test, 10-mark test, which is given along with this video. Thank you for patience listening. God bless you all, my dear student. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.